What started as a normal Friday night side hustle turned into 2 moments that still haunt me to this day. And if I had made one wrong move, I probably wouldn't be here telling this story. It was a typical Friday night. After finishing my college classes, I was out doing DoorDash to cover my living expenses. I usually did this on weekends, but that night felt different. The orders were slow, and the ones that did come through, low-paying, were stub-time deliveries. Then about an hour later, a decent order popped up. The pay was good, but it was 8 miles away. The location didn't look right. Still, it was better than the cheap orders I'd been getting. So without thinking too much, I accepted it. I picked up the food, got back in my car, and started driving. The GPS said 30 minutes. That was already longer than most of the orders I'd ever done. Right past campus, there were houses everywhere. But about 20 minutes into the drive, the scenery changed. The houses disappeared. All I could see were open fields, crops swaying in the wind. No lights, no buildings, nothing. I started feeling nervous. I'm not a coward, but fear that comes for no clear reason, that's different. Finally, in the middle of all those empty fields, I saw a house that matched the GPS location. A single house, completely isolated. This had to be it. I drove down the dirt path toward the house. The silence out there was overwhelming. The only sound was my car engine humming in the darkness. I parked, grabbed a bag, stepped out. The house was quiet, dark. The only light on was the porch light. I walked through the uncut grass to the porch and knocked on the door. Then I glanced back at my car, barely visible in the darkness behind me. No answer. I knocked. Again, nothing, no movement, no voices inside. That's when it hit me. Something wasn't right. There were no lights inside the house. The windows looked rotten and broken. Up close, the place looked abandoned, but I had an order for this address, and the porch light was on. I stared at it for a second and realized something strange. On top of the light was a cheap solar battery panel. It was automatic, meaning no one needed to be there for it to turn on. And just as that realization came together in my head, I heard tires on gravel behind me. I turned around. A car was slowly driving down the dirt road, pulling up directly behind my car. I froze. The headlight stayed on. Then a man stepped out. I shouted from the porch, asking if it was his order. No response. He just stood there, silent, not moving. That's when the adrenaline hit me. The silence of the night suddenly felt deadly. There was no one out there to help me. It's just an abandoned house, an open field, and a stranger in one split second. I dropped the food bag and ran. I jumped off the porch and sprinted into the field behind the house. I looked back. He was chasing me, running full speed. The grass got thicker, taller, harder to run through. My lungs were burning. My legs felt heavy after what felt like forever. I realized I couldn't hear him anymore. I slowed down, tried to breathe quietly, moving carefully through the crops in case he was still nearby. Eventually, I reached a road. I stumbled onto it, exhausted and terrified. Police later picked me up and took my statement, but the man was gone. And here's the part that still chills me. My car wasn't touched, nothing was stolen. The food bag was still sitting on the porch, which means robbery was never the plan. And that's what scares me the most. The second time something like this happened, I was 18. I was moving away for college, 600 miles from home. It was my first long road trip alone. I split the drive into 2 days and expected to reach my hotel around 11 p.m. By 7 p.m. the sun had completely set, traffic had thinned out. Occasionally a car would pass me and I'd watch its headlights disappear into the night. Around 10 p.m. I decided to stop at the next gas station. 10 minutes later I pulled into one completely isolated. No town nearby. Just a few pumps and a tiny convenience store. No other cars, no houses, no lights in the distance. I got out to fill my tank. That's when I saw him, a large, older man, maybe around 50. He looked homeless, and he was walking straight toward me. My heart started pounding. "Do you need something?" I asked, hoping he wouldn't come any closer. He stopped a few feet away, looked around carefully before speaking. "Get back on the highway," he said. I didn't understand. He pointed toward the exit I came from. "Go back, get on the highway." Then he walked away. I stood there confused. The exit he was pointing at was a one-way ramp. He was basically telling me to drive the wrong way and make a U-turn back onto the highway. It made no sense. I looked toward the regular entrance ramp. No construction signs, no warning boards. It looked completely normal. The man now sat quietly outside the store. The more I thought about it, the crazier he seemed. Still, something didn't feel right. I got back in my car and slowly drove toward the entrance ramp. That's when I noticed something strange. All the streetlights were off. I slowed down. Suddenly a pickup truck came out of nowhere and stopped right in front of my car. Every door flew open. 4 men jumped out. They were holding weapons, metal rods, knives. They started running toward my car. Their faces weren't even covered before they could reach me. I threw the car into reverse and slammed the gas, and then I saw something even worse. Dozens of people started emerging from the sides of the road. Some of them even tried chasing my car. I turned the wheel sharply and sped out of there as fast as I could when I finally felt safe. I called 911. For some reason, I never got a call back. No updates, nothing to this day. I believe that old man at the gas station was trying to save me. He knew, and if I hadn't trusted my instincts at the last second, I don't know what would have happened. All I know is twice in my life I got lucky, and sometimes lucky is the only reason you make it home.